Hello, my name is TK Hlongwane. Welcome back to my channel. This is a beauty and wellness channel, and I am so happy to have you here. If you're new, thank you so much for stopping by. If you're a regular, thank you so much for all the love. So today I would like us to talk about just a bit of reflection from 2022, and then also to tell you what my headspace is at where 2023 is concerned. So I've written a few notes. I'm so grateful that I've learned how to reflect as a person and not to take it personally, because I think it's better when you see shortcomings in yourself and see how you can recreate better, create better decisions going forward versus someone else telling you. Even though it's great when people are able to tell you with love, however, I think I'm really so grateful that I'm able to sit and the Holy Spirit can reveal certain things to me, and we go with that. So anyway, let me tell you a little bit of my reflections for 2022. The first thing that I'm so grateful for, actually, on the 31st of December, I went for a solo hike, which I had not done in the entire 2022. I actually realized on that day that the entire 2022 I never went on a solo hike. And usually it's something that I would do a few times a year. So that's how I finished the year. I'm gonna put up videos maybe, or clips. I can't remember what I still have on my phone. It was such an amazing moment, but also it was tough, you know what I'm saying? Because I haven't hiked in a long time, but also it reminded me that actually I'm very good at doing things solo. I don't always have to have company to do the things that I enjoy, because it brings me the greatest joy. Anyway, let's go into it in terms of just reflecting. So one of the first things that God revealed to me about last year was my lack of discipline. Guys, I have to be honest, last year I was not disciplined. And it's funny, like it showed in something that's very important to me. So I'm someone who enjoys exercise. Did I exercise last year? Definitely. Did I exercise with discipline and intensity that I know with, that I'm able to do? No, I didn't. I did the easiest workouts. It didn't have to be intense. I stopped weightlifting, not so much, and everything like that. And I know how good weightlifting is for me. Strength training is something that makes me feel good. I feel it in my body. Even now, for the last 3 weeks, I've been strength training proper, and I can already feel my body that it is coming together nicely. So it reflected in every area of my life, where I saw that I was lacking discipline. I did not follow through the way I wanted to, or it will follow through, but it was not with that precision and dedication that I usually have. So I am going to 2023 remembering discipline is the theme, the biggest theme for me, as much as I've got all other things that I'm planning, but whatever I do, I have to have discipline in mind. The other thing is mental health and emotional well-being were like, it was not happening at all. It was not happening at all. I've never been more emotional, more feeling like I had brain fog, I couldn't think straight, where I felt so overwhelmed like I did last year. It was really rough for me in that sense, because sometimes I think we reflect and look at our lives when there is no drama that is happening, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't have a dramatic year, but it messed me up emotionally, and I can tell you why. So 2020 was a tough year, right? 2021, it was all the glory. It was wonderful. But how do you step into a new season when the last year was amazing? How do you top it off? And I think I had so much anxiety and not feeling good enough because last year did not top of the year before. Like I said before, did I have a lot of great highlights? Definitely. But it was not really anything that I had planned. And when I saw where I would like to go, I wasn't there. So I think it affected me a lot mentally, but also a lot of things where I was going so hard and pushing and I was not getting the results that I wanted. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing as heartbreaking when you see you are giving your all in something and it's just not loving you back, in the way that you'd want to see the fruits of your labor. And those are the kind of things that really messed me up. I got people who didn't know me, who I felt like I was in a different situation altogether, and I wanted to show what I can do. And they were just not interested because I had other things that were making it difficult for me to achieve what I wanted. So I started doubting if I'm good enough because the results I was wanting were not coming through. And it happens sometimes because there's so many hands in what we do. It's not just one dimensional. Another thing that really I was reflecting on, to take pictures, guys. I'm going to show a picture now of how I looked end of 2021. As much as 2021 was a great year, but it ended up quite tricky in terms of my can say health. I had this nasty rash. I'm going to show pictures of that there. I remember the 1st of January, I was covered with calamine all over my face because I had so much rash that I didn't understand where it was coming from. But again, as someone reflects, I remember the beginning of the year, then I read the book, You Can Heal Your Life. And as I was going through the symptoms of rash and what it means mentally and emotionally, it made so much sense. I was like, oh my God, I've been dealing with this and it is showing through my body. But I'm so grateful that I took those pictures when I was looking dodgy and just nasty, because I looked at the 1st of January this year with so much excitement. I'm like, God, really? A year later, I can't even, it's not the same person. You know what I'm saying? I have so much to be grateful for that I'm not where I was at that time, the same time last year. So take pictures, even on days when you don't feel great or when there's a situation not happening. When you grow, when you look back, you'll always have something to be grateful for, to say, you know what, God, you took me through that and here I am. What else is it? Okay, and then another thing is, sometimes we think we're having a bad year, right? Because whatever you've planned didn't go according to plan. But what I've learned to realize, there's so many surprises, pockets of surprises, pockets of joy and happiness that just show up unplanned, out of nowhere, that I think we need to appreciate that. When you look, you're like, oh my God, I didn't see that coming. God, you did that for me. Thank you so much. I didn't even pray for that. I prayed for it years ago and it just jumped in front of me. Be grateful for those pockets of joy, pockets of surprises that just pop out of nowhere, because sometimes how we see life is meant to be, it plays us in a different way. And if it's going to bring you joy, whatever happens, appreciate it. And don't be so hard on yourself of what did not work out well. The last one is prayers and thoughts do get answered. You know, something happened in Christmas that made me so humbled. I felt like such a breakthrough, because this thing I always wanted all my life, and it's not tangible, you know, but God came through for me in a way that I was like, my God, Lord, I didn't think you would do it this way. And I was just so grateful. So sometimes we go through life and it's years, sometimes it's decades of wishing for something. And then when it happens, and it happens so effortlessly, no one gets harmed and everything is just like smooth, and you're like, ha, Mudimu. So you had this one up your sleeve all along. So be patient. Your prayers will be answered. Okay, so let's move on to my mindset for 2023. The first thing I've already told you guys, to be disciplined and consistent in everything. Is gonna go through everything: my career, my body goals, my mental health, my spiritual life, everything. It's gonna be about discipline, definitely. Okay. And then also I wanted to show you guys, I know in my previous vlog I showed you guys parts of like how I was doing my vision board. I mean, there's so much information and material about vision board on social media, so I'm not going to go into details of how to create it. However, I just wanted to take you guys through, you know, different parts of it. So there's parts about career, parts about my love life, parts about my health, parts about where I want to live, parts about my family, you know, basically all of that here. This is like the small version of it. I have it here. I mean, obviously it's free flowing like that, and then I've got one on my fridge, and I've got the big one on the wardrobe. Like, it's in my face, and I believe I'm going to receive everything that I'm praying for, that I'm working towards. So that is one thing that I know I'm going to see it happen this year and do it right, you know, because I've had vision boards before, but I don't think that I've been so specific in the past, and I'm grateful for that. And another thing is, what is it? Excuse me. Okay, then obviously there's the Daniel fast, which I do every year, and I'm also want to try OMAD, where you eat 1 meal a day, maybe after my fast, and see how that goes. Because one thing that has been revealed to me as well is that I struggle with gluttony, or is it gluttony? You know, when you eat out of greed. I think that is one of the things that have made it fat, where I'm not eating as a fuel. It's also an enjoyment, but also like it's filling whatever it is that I am not dealing with in my life, where I'm just eating just for the sake of it. And God is dealing with that. And I think what is great about fast, you become so mindful and intentional where eating is concerned. So I think with the OMAD as well, just eating once a day, once the fast is over, I'm going to try that and see how that goes. And then exercise 6 to 7 times a week. I know for other people it seems like a lot. I have a personality where I need to either be extreme or none at all, because if I'm doing medium stuff, I'm not consistent with that. But if I tell myself I'm gonna do this all the way, I'm more consistent, I see results. That's just how I am in just everything that I do. Okay. And then reading 1 book per month. I slacked with reading books last year, so I want to read 1 book a month. And then the last thing, to continue with journaling. Sometimes I'm lazy to write, I won't lie, but I love it because it's so great to put your thoughts on paper and just to reflect on the different things that I want to achieve. So yeah, that's basically it, regarding my just reflections for 2022 and the mindset for 2023. Please let me know if you do relate to some of the things I spoke about, whether it's reflections or your mindset for the year ahead, and what are the big deal for you. Where do you want to change in your life? Because we can create the life that we want. We just need to be more intentional about it instead of letting life happen to us. I'm planning to do more sit downs because I feel like that's the niche for my channel. You guys enjoy more of those. So if there is a topic that I haven't covered that you'd like me to talk about, please let me know. If I'm comfortable talking about it, or I feel like I've got enough information about it, I definitely will create a video about that. Thank you so much and have an amazing day. Bye.